Mrs. Tritch. So today I want to teach you how to play Ode to Joy on your recorder. So the first thing you need to know is Ode to Joy is a really famous song. It was written by Beethoven, who was a famous composer. Remember, he lost his hearing. We've talked about him before. Um, so when you're looking at Ode to Joy, the things you need to know are the notes that are used in this song. So we use our old standards, the one we're very familiar with, B, A, G. In this song, we don't have any E's. We do have a low D, just one of them. It's the only time your right hand gets to play in the whole song. There's one low D in the last line, and that's it. So 3 fingers on the front and your thumb, 3 fingers on the bottom, right? Okay. And then we have 2 new notes in this song. So you know B and you know A. Well, if you take your A fingers with 2 on the front and your thumb on the back, and you pick up your pointer finger. Oh my goodness, it feels weird. We've had it on there for so long. But pick up your pointer finger and just keep your thumb and your middle finger on the recorder of your left hand. And that's how you play high C. That's what it sounds like when you play. So it's not very hard to play. There's not very many fingers down, so there's less chance of squeaking. It's hard to blow too hard. I think that one pretty much just comes out louder. It doesn't want to squeak super high if you blow too hard. So hopefully you will be able to play a high C, all right? And in this song, when you're playing high C, usually it's just going up and down in sequence. There's not very many times, I don't think, that you have to jump to it. There might not even be any times that you have to jump to that high C. So you're going to go from B to C. So you're going to have to flip your fingers, B to C, B to C. Your thumb stays on there. It doesn't ever move, but B to C, B to C, right? Now when you play it, lots of times people get this sound. And they get an A in the middle there. That's not what we want. Don't put both fingers down at once. You have to switch them, right? And use your tongue to touch the roof of your mouth. So that way it's not as likely for you to make those noises because you'll have stopped that air. Sounds like Jaws. All right, so B to C, B to C. Practice that a few times and then come back and watch the rest of my video, okay? All right, now I have one more new note to teach you. It's high D. It's higher than C even. So the way you play that one, it's really easy. Once you're at C, all you have to do to play high D is take your thumb off the back of the recorder, and that's it. So we have C and then D. Just like that. All it is your middle finger of your left hand on the recorder. I'm holding mine up with my other hand so I can show you how it is. It's not glued to my finger or anything. All right. Oh, I can't get it off. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Yes, I can. Okay. So anyway, B or C and then D. B, C, D. All right. B, C, D. Can't even tell from the front hardly that I took my thumb off. So when you play high D, it sounds like this. All right. And in this song, Ode to Joy, you are only going from C to D. That's the only time you ever play the D is when you go from C to D. So that makes it really easy, not very much switching going on. So when you play it, it sounds like this. All right, that's not super hard. The other thing you need to know in Ode to Joy, there's a new rhythm in this one. The dotted quarter note is in this song. And when you are talking about adding dots to notes, you can see they're right directly after the note in the music. There's one in every line of this song. Can you find all 3 of them? So when you're looking at this song, you will see that the dotted quarter note happens right before 1/8 note all by itself. Normally we see eighth notes in pairs and they have the beam between them, but what we have after a dotted quarter note is just one individual eighth note. So when we're reading rhythms, that one individual eighth note says T because there's not a friend with it. It doesn't have a T, T. So it's just one individual eighth note. And that little eighth note says T and only gets half a beat. When you have two of them together saying T, T, they get a full beat, but this one is only getting half a beat because it's by itself. So the reason it only gets half a beat is because the dotted quarter note right before it gets more than one full beat. It gets a beat and a half. When you add a dot to a note, the dot gets half of the value of the note, 50% of whatever the note's worth. So since a quarter note is one beat, half of one is a half. So then when you add those together, 1.5 is how many beats a dotted quarter note gets. If you had a dotted half note, a half note gets 2 beats, and the dot gets half of that, which is 1 beat. And so then you would have 3 beats because 2 beats plus 1 beat is 3 beats. So if you had a dotted half note, which we don't have in this song, but there is one in Jingle Bells if you wanted to play Jingle Bells, then you would have a 3-beat note, dotted half note. But you only have dotted quarter notes. When we read the rhythm of dotted quarter notes, instead of just saying ta like we do for a quarter note, that would only be 1 beat's worth of sound. So we have to put an M at the end. So it's going to be tam. So when you put it with the single eighth note, it's tam T. So that's a beat and a half plus a half a beat. So if you were reading the rhythm of the first line of music, it's all quarter notes except for the dotted quarter note and the eighth note and the half note in that fourth measure. So if you look at it, you will see that the rhythm goes ta, 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 tam, ti, tu. All right. The second line has some eighth notes in it, but it's not super difficult. It's really actually pretty easy. So when you're playing this note, like I said, the only time, when you're playing this song, the only time you need to use your right hand is on that low D, and that's kind of hard to go from that A to the low D in the last line. You have to make sure you're just barely breathing on that low D, right? It's kind of a big jump. You might want to practice that one a little bit too. So let's go ahead and try to play it. If you want to pause and go back and practice some of those things that I talked about, or read through the rhythms or figure out what the notes are before you play, that's perfectly fine. You pause, or you can listen to it and then come back and rewind and play with it, whatever you need to do. I'm not going to go super fast. I'm going to take it a little bit slow so that way you can follow along. All right? Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. How did you do? Do you need to go back and rewind and do it again? That's okay. Do it as many times as you need. Or turn in a recorder test and let me help see what you need work with and what you need to work on. How did you do? Do you need to go and do it again? That's okay. You can rewind and do it again if you want to. If you need to just turn in a recorder test and try, if you think you're ready, you can do that. And I will send feedback as quickly as I can. I hope that you had fun practicing Ode to Joy, and I hope maybe you recognized that song from somewhere. So I will see you again on your next belt. Bye!